Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Uday Math World. So now in this video, let's recap the topic statistics. Statistics, if you observe, basically three central tendencies we'll discuss in this. One is mean, other is mode, and finally median. So these three central tendencies related questions only we have in this statistics. This is just a recap. It's not an explanation. It's only a revision session. So means already who know about that to some extent, only for them this is useful. Who wants to learn from the scratch, who wants to learn from the beginning, this is not meant for those people. I'm telling very clear. Okay, right. So mean, if you observe, mean basically there are three methods to find. Out of three methods, now only two methods are valid. Third method is deleted officially from the CBSE syllabus. First one, direct method, which is the simplest method. Second one, assumed mean method. And finally, the third one, step deviation method. In fact, out of all these three, I feel step deviation only will take less time when compared to direct and assumed mean based on the question. So the second one is mode, only one method is there, even median also. Earlier two methods are there, one is using formula and the other is using graph. But nowadays graph model is deleted. So now we need not learn about that graph. So only formula related median, if you know, that is enough. So how to proceed with this mean direct method, assumed mean method, step deviation method, mode and median formula. Let us see with an examples. Before that, let's recollect what's the formula of those all in uh, using formula and those terms. So mean, if you observe, mean direct method I'm writing first. Mean x bar is equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi. So what is fi xi? If anybody forgot, when we are doing sum, you can recollect that. I'll inform you, I'll mention you. What is fi, what is xi, those all. And if we are doing in assumed mean method, then it is a plus sigma fi di by sigma fi. This is assumed mean method. Whereas the last one, which is deleted, but still I feel we can do because they won't ask us. Here, one technical point we have to remember always. Whenever they delete any model, which means they won't ask you to do that. They won't ask you any question from that method. But if you do, definitely they have to give marks. No deletion or you won't lose any marks for that. You can do definitely. So I feel that if you learn even step deviation method, whenever it is required, you can use a plus sigma fi ui by sigma fi into h. The one thing we have to remember in CBSE, any valid method, they will give the marks. If they are deleting any some or the other model means that is only for the convenience of the student. And we have to remember that any valid question, any valid method with formula, they'll give the marks. Okay, right. So these are the three different formula for mean. What about mode? Mode, if you observe, it is L plus F1 minus F naught by 2F1 minus of, I prefer to write like this, minus of F naught plus F2 into H. Whereas the last central tendency, mode, sorry, median. Median is equal to L plus N by 2 minus CF by F into H. L plus N by 2 minus CF by F into H. So these are the different formulae for the different center tendencies when they gave the grouped data. So this is one of the examples, one of the questions given in recent sample papers. So daily wages of 110 workers obtained in a survey are tabulated below, and here they gave a table, and they are asking us to compute mean daily wages. So we have to find mean, and modal daily wages means mode as well. Mean daily wages means mean, modal means mode. We have to find here. So let's find mean first. Here, which method shall we choose? We have direct method, assumed mean method, step deviation method. So in these three, which one shall we choose? First thing, here classes, if you observe, they are huge in size. Triple digit classes are there. If classes are triple digit, then automatically mid values column, whatever is there, that will get a triple digit number or at least a double digit number. Here already number of workers, which means frequency values are also double digit. So whenever we multiply double digit with double digit, it takes time. So I'll go with step deviation method here. Whenever the classes are small in size or frequency values are less, means one digit numbers are there, then only I prefer direct method. If not, I'll go with step deviation method. So here classes, if you observe, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classes. Okay. So first column classes. Here they mention daily wages. You can write even that in the bracket here. Daily wages. Whatever they mentioned that you can mention here in a bracket. And second one, number of workers. Frequency, that is number of workers is according to this question. So even we can mention that classes under the daily wages. Frequency under that number of workers. If you mention it looks good. Because question to question it will change. But this headings what I mentioned, classes and frequency, they are fixed. So what are the classes given? Let us mention very fast. Even frequency, let's fill. So first two columns as it is from the question, we will drop it here. We need not do anything. Now, the next one is mid value or class mark. I prefer to write mid value so that we'll remember how to find values here. So mid value, we have to find from the classes column. Here, this left side values are called lower boundaries and right side values are called upper boundaries. We have to find average of those two. So 100 plus 120 by 2. So 220 by 2, which is 110. From thereafter, we need not waste our time to find the mid value for each and every class. Here, once if you identify what is the class size, then that if you keep on adding to this 110, then you will get the remaining values of the mid value. So here, if you observe, what is the class size of this question? How can we find class size? You observe any two successive lower limits or any two upper limits. Choice is yours. Find the difference. How much it is? 100, 120 I have chosen. The difference is 20. So the class size is 20. Or if you choose any two successive upper limits, 160, 180 difference, 20. So that is the class size. That class size, if you keep on adding to this 110, you'll get the remaining mid values. We need not waste our time to do 120 plus 140 by 2, 140 plus 160 by 2. Like that, we need not waste our time. So 110 plus 20, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230. So till there, we have to do for any method. Could be direct method, assumed mean method, step deviation method, any method. Till here is quite common. No variation at all. So mid values we mention as xi. So as I'm taking step deviation method, here I have to do, if it is assumed mean method or step deviation method, from here, we have to pick from which column, from mid values column, we have to pick one of the values as assumed mean. Here I am taking 170. There is no rule which number we have to take. You can take any number as assumed mean. This we have to choose for step deviation method and assumed mean method. So till here the process is quite common for both of them. Only in direct method, after this Fi Xi column will come, whereas for assumed mean or step deviation method, we have to pick A from this mid values column. So now I'm finding step deviation method. So here ui is equal to xi minus a by h. That is actually formula to find ui. It looks very difficult if you observe the formula of ui. But in fact, it's very easy. I'll tell you just in seconds we can fill this column. So how can we proceed with that? Very simple. So which number you took as assumed mean? 170. That relevant, that corresponding ui value is 0. Default 0 for any question for any data. Upwards, you write negative integers, -1, -2, -3. And downwards, 1, 2, 3. See, this is the quite common column for any data given. Even in this formula, if you substitute also, you'll get the same values. So we need not waste our time by identifying what is xi, what is y, what is h. Those all. This is a simple, easy process. So again, I'm telling you how to fill this UI column. A corresponding value in UI column is 0. Upwards negative integers, downwards positive integers. How many are possible till there? And the last column is Fi UI. So in the name itself, it is there. Fi value into UI value. So this is the second column is the frequency Fi column. And the fourth column is UI column. Both if you multiply and if you write, last column will come. So 10 into -3 -30, 15 into -2 -30, 20 into -1 -20, and the 0 into 22 0, 18 ones 18, 12 twos 24, 13 threes 39. So till here we finish it. All the columns. Now in the formula, we have to substitute. In the formula, you have to substitute. Let us see that formula. Then till here, you are very much clear. Okay. Before going to the formula, let's find few things here. One is sigma Fi, means sum of all this. Generally, in the question itself, they will give 110 workers. So we need not waste our time. Moreover, sigma Fi ui. Sigma Fi ui means sum of all this. If you add, this is -80 and this is 24, 34, 44, 42, 42 plus 40, 82, 81. This is 80 and this is 81. So 1 finally, because this is negative part and this is positive part. Let us check once again. 50, 60, 68, 68, 78, 77. Yeah, this is 81 altogether. So that is 80. Finally, 1 will come because that is negative and this is positive. So now if you see according to step deviation method, mean is equal to A plus sigma Fi ui by sigma Fi into H. So here if you observe in the question, A is equal to 170. From the tabular form itself, we can identify sigma Fi ui. Last column value 1, sigma Fi 110, and H class size in the beginning itself we identified 20. Class size means difference between any two successive lower limits or any two successive upper limits. That is 20. So let us substitute in the formula. Mean X bar is equal to A plus sigma Fi ui by sigma Fi into H. So 0, 0 cancel, 2 by 11. So 2 by 11 is equal to 0.18. Decimal after 2 digits enough. So if you add 170.18, so mean is equal to 170.18. Here this is daily wages. So we have to mention very clearly the conclusion. Therefore, mean daily wages is equal to rupees 170.18. That's it. So now for the same question, if you observe, they are asking even modal daily wages as well. So let's learn even mode also from the same question. So mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F naught by 2F1 minus of F naught plus F2 into H. So here for mode, the only benefit is we need not create any new column apart from the first two columns. First two columns, what were there, those only helpful for us to find the mode. So how to identify that L, F1, F naught, those only we have to check. So in this frequency column, same table we can use without any deviations. Observe. That's the reason they asked both mean and mode here. So in the frequency column, whichever the value is the greatest, that is F1. Remember, the greatest value in the frequency column is F1. Above that, irrespective of the value, above that is F0, below that is F2. Remember that only F1 is having a condition. F1, how to pick, how to identify what is F1? The greatest value in the frequency column is F1. Above that is F0, below that is F2. And then F1 corresponding lower limit is L. So 22 is F1, then automatically 160 to 180 is the corresponding class. In that lower limit is 160. So that is L. And finally H. We know already class size is 20 here, so that we can use. So here L is equal to 160. F not 20. F1 22. F2 18 and H 20. Remember, there is no rule that F1 means F naught means less than F1, F2 means greater than F1. Such kind of relations are not at all there. Again, I'm giving a reminder. Now, mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F naught by 2 F1 minus of F naught plus F2 into H. So 160 plus 22 minus 20 is 2 over 44 here minus 20 plus 18 together 38 times 20. So 160 plus 20 into 2, which means a 40, because numerator into numerator 40. 44 minus 38 is just 6. So 160 plus 40 divided by 6. So 40 by 6, nothing but 20 by 3, which means 6.6 or 6.67. So altogether 160 plus 6. So 166.67. Therefore, conclusion must. Modal daily wages is equal to 166.67. Simple. Rupees. We must write units for that. Rupees. 166.67. That's it. Now let's take one more question in which they are asking us to find the value of F, missing frequency. In missing frequency, they gave a data clearly. Mean of the following distribution is 18. So they gave mean is 18. Find the frequency of the class 19 to 21, which means F. So whenever the data is missing frequency, then we don't have any options. We have to go with the direct method only. So let us prepare the tabular form first. In direct method, we'll get only 4 columns. One is classes, and frequency, mid values, and FIXA call. So first one, as usual, classes, frequency, mid values, which also called as XI column, and frequency is FI column. So their product FI into XI only, last one. Very simple. So classes, we knew well how to write. Let's fill this table. So mid values. We discussed already how to fill the mid values column. 11 plus 13 by 2. Earlier already we discussed. So 24 by 2, 12. From thereafter, we'll keep on adding the class size or class size to that. So 12 here class size, if you see how much, it's 2. The difference between any two successive upper limits or any two successive lower limits, if you do, you'll get the class size. So 2 is the class size for this question. So let's add 2 to that, then we'll get the remaining mid values here. 12 plus 2, 14, 14 plus 2, 16, 16 plus 2, 18, 18 plus 2, 20, 20 plus 2, 22, 22 plus 2, 24. That's it, simple. Now finally, FI column, which means the product of FI and XI in each and every class. So 3 12s, 36, 6 14s, 16 84, 9 16s, 144, 18 13s. 18 13s means 18 10s 180, 18 3s 54, so 234, and this is 20F. Careful. 22 into 5, 110, 24 into 4, 96. Now, as usual, sigma fi means sum of all this. Sum of all this means 3 plus 6, 9, 9 plus 9, 18, 18 plus 13, 18, 28, 31, 31 plus 9, 40 plus f. Whereas sigma fi xi, sigma fi xi, if you add all these, how much we get? Check, calculate. This together is 704. So now we are using direct method, right? So using direct method, we have to mention very clearly which method we are using. Mean x bar is equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi. So here sigma fi xi is equal to 704. Sigma fi is equal to 40 plus f. And remember one thing, already they gave mean value, which is 18. Even that we have to use here. So in place of mean, I'm writing 18. Sigma fi xi is, oh, 704 plus 20f. I forgot to include even this. So 704 plus 20f by sigma fi how much? 40 plus f. Let's do cross multiplication. 18 times of 40 plus f is equal to 704 plus 20f. So 18 fours 720 plus 18f is equal to 704 plus 20f. Let's interchange. 720 minus 704 is equal to 20f minus 18f. Then here we'll get 16, right? The 16 is equal to 2f, which means f is equal to 8. So we can find in such a way. So the missing frequency f value is equal to 8.